All right, welcome back on this wonderful Wednesday night. Um, we are here again at the desk with the new setup. I have added a wired connection to my overhead camera, which seems to. Oh man, I gotta get my glasses fixed. Which seems to have aided in the image quality. So let's take a look at that real quick. You tell me. Boom. Yeah. Still not amazing, but I have invested literally $0 into my stream setup since I decided that I wanted to start streaming my engineering process. So I'm pretty happy with it. I'm using everything that I already had. And we'll see where it takes us. So anyway, what we're doing tonight is Sunday, or the last time that I worked on these side markers, maybe yesterday, I was not pleased with the way that they were turning out. And this is a product that I'm extremely proud of, something that I am hoping to bring to market, hoping that kind of changes the game for my little website. I think it has the potential to go go well beyond any expectation. So anyway, at the end of the last stream, I was not pleased with the way that these products were turning out, that these lenses were looking. So I slept on it, quite literally, went to work. My day job awards me some pretty significant periods to evaluate things. I won't say that I get bored out there at all. I am constantly working and very hard at it, but I do have the chance to go over what I'm doing in the evenings in my mind, and I came up with a new plan. So we were originally using, let's go ahead and swap over to our overhead cam and get into a better description of this. So, we were originally using a white film. This is a 3M LED diffuser film, and what it is good at is taking light and spreading it into spreading it across itself. So let's see if we can represent that with my phone here. It might not work exactly as intended with the backing paper on it, but it does a really good job, even pretty close up, of dispersing that hot spot that is going to be generated when we ultimately put our light bulb into our bucket. So what I've got here instead, so this is how this works. And I somehow managed to get Loctite on every single thing here, because the Loctite exploded last time we were using it. But anyway, let's focus on our lens. So first thing we're gonna do, we ended up taking the film completely off of the old one, and in that process I chipped a fingernail. So ladies or men with long fingernails, I get you, and that has been hurting me all day long. I've been crying about it. But basically I was trying to find an edge on the vinyl that was applied to this and peel it up without damaging the acrylic, because I do not have an unlimited supply of these lenses. These were again CO2 laser cut by Ponoko, which is a rapid manufacturing company. Pretty cool. I think I've gotten things there probably over 10 years ago, but this latest batch, thanks to our ever thoughtful, forward-thinking president. This latest batch of parts was literally double the cost of the first time I ordered from there. So, not fantastic, but, and this still has glue on it, so we're gonna actually save that for later because I can clean that whenever I want. We're gonna use white vinyl instead of the 3M stuff for a diffuser, and that is because the white vinyl does not show the glue, and it's perfectly adequate. I tested it yesterday with a small section, and it is just as good of, if not a better diffuser than the actual diffuser material. So would you imagine that? Pop this out a new lens here. Should give us enough material for 2. Yeah. So we'll take this. This really needs an experiment. We're experimenting with streaming in general, folks, so bear with me. We're gonna have, oh no, we're gonna have this camera. It's not working. It's a lot of cables here. Alright, let's chill out here in a sec. Guess we get that angle or nothing. So we're gonna start by peeling this front edge up a little bit. Which I don't want to use the knife for that because I don't want to scratch it because that scratch will be visible. And this is exactly how I chipped my fingernail. So, not recommended. Okay. So before we get that off, I'm going to get this prepped as well because we want the minimal amount of dust. So, I think we're ready. I'm going to peel this off. We're going to peel our lens material here, our diffuser material, and we're going to make it like a long taco. Hopefully avoid air bubbles. And we won't know until we flip it over how good we did on the application there. But I already like this a lot more than I did the diffuser film. Let's go ahead and cut that. Cut that. just by looking at it, I can see several little air pockets. Try to take care of those. Maybe just damage this one. See if we can work it back flat. I am so tired of these things. This is supposed to be a cool, fun project, but it's just been a nightmare. I think I said in a previous video, I'm gonna need to redesign these. They're supposed to be like a premium thing. Now I have so many spare parts from failed attempts that I'll have to make a run of like seconds or whatever. Hey Josh. That's a cool guy. So let's take a look at this. This is gonna fit here. So what we're gonna try to do close-up cam just doesn't want to work. We're gonna use a syringe to apply the glue. So I've got a couple here. Digging through. Bought these for my car show SEMA build. Let's check it out. I really need some paper towels or something. What a mess. Well, this diffuser film is kind of junk anyway, so we'll use that. But we're going to attempt to suck up some glue. Maybe we got some, maybe we didn't. And then we're going to try to apply it in a controlled way. And that's not working at all. So all the way back down. Apparently the glue with the needle thing was just a waste. Now I've just filled my needle with glue. So I thought these were supposed to come with like a tip. An applicator. I don't know. How's everybody doing tonight? I will be right back. I'm gonna get some paper towels. Okay, so we got our paper towels, but better than that, our TPU parts printed, so we're able to snap a gasket right in that little groove. Oh man, that fits really nice. And so now when you tighten this up against the inside of the car, there is something rubberized that's going to kind of conform to the inside of the car, hopefully provide a little bit of a weather seal. So pretty excited about that. This side is more obvious. It just goes behind the chrome, maybe to protect the paint. It's not going to do a lot. Well, it'll do a lot to protect the paint, but I wouldn't run it just because it's ugly a little bit. Spare you guys from the paper towel tearing noise. It's way too much glue. I gotta figure a better way to do this. Let's just try it, and then we can clean it up. So we'll take our white side, press it in. Notice it doesn't quite fit. Move it around. Become increasingly disappointed. Oops. So as this lens is pressed down into this frame, it is squirting the glue up around itself, which is pretty much exactly what I wanted, except I didn't want to have to clean it up. So one of the things that I was exploring was utilizing double-sided bonding tape, where I would be able to apply it to the frame or the lens and then just press it together and there'd be no squeeze out. The problem with that was centering it on all the parts, and they're so thin that the pieces of tape were just not strong enough to hold the lens. So still something I'm experimenting with. Not looking too bad, actually. We might actually have a winner here. We only have to do it twice. The red ones really come out so much better. It's the orange ones that I hate. They're not looking great. You know, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It could be much worse. So, with the white vinyl, it's a little less bright, I'd say, but still perfectly suitable. Our whole setup going on here. Got some pretty visible air bubbles though. Those out. What if I put this in a vacuum chamber or something, if I could get all the air out? Yeah, I'm not in love with this glue line edge down the side. That's pretty hideous. Luckily, it's kind of cleaning up okay. You guys ever used a Chromebook? I think they're kind of trash, but the school is requiring them, so I had to get one. Okay, we're gonna have to clean up around that lens, but let's try this. Dude, that's not bad. That's looking like a finished product. I think it's getting close to my bedtime, so I'm going to pinch it off. But yeah, I can almost live with that. Here, let me get a battery real quick. So it feels like tomorrow is going to be the day that I really dive into the antenna project that I'm working on. So stay tuned for that if you want more CAD. Alright, let's try this. Okay. Then if these wires on these colors are to be believed, and it doesn't look that way, and we're still not getting anything. So one thing to know about these sockets for these lights is that they occasionally just suck. The sockets themselves are not of the highest quality. So we come in here, wiggle the crap out of that. Hang on, I had another one of these that did work. Okay, let's try this one. Nothing. Oh, could be the battery then. Well, what do I have? Where do I have another 9-volt battery? These are technically 12-volt bulbs, but they generally work at 9 volts. I definitely don't have a 12-volt battery. Come on, I wanted to see this. Oh yeah, this battery's totally flat. I did the tongue trick. Okay, I did find a good 9-volt battery, but the thing is, do I have the right color bulb? So when you have an orange marker lens, you don't necessarily want an orange LED. Okay, and then of course the positive and negative terminals are inverted, so that's a joy. Yeah, buddy, here we go. And again, this is probably like 60% brightness because of the we're running 9 volts instead of 12. Not in love with that. Something that I wasn't necessarily expecting, but I knew was gonna happen, is that the bucket lights up. But that's inside the fender, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got for today. So, once again, thank you for joining me. I know it's a short one again, but that is the most time I have to dedicate to this project. What I'm trying to do is find a premium feel at a budget-friendly cost for these parts. So I believe that lots of people are going to want these things, especially if they're affordable and easy to install. So that's the goal. So far, they're not living up to my vision as far as the aesthetic assembly of them. They have quite a few flaws, so I'm trying to work that out. I'm not sure what I need to do. I feel like I'm doing everything that a normal design would entail, and it's still kicking my butt. So I'm gonna give it another rest. I'm gonna give it some more thought, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow we may just jump into the antenna project. I find that switching gears really tends to help with my creative process. So I have all the components for the antenna project on hand, and I think that that would be a good way to restore some morale, because I feel like this side market thing has just been kicking my butt for 3 months. So I'm gonna give this a sleep, maybe 48 hours. We'll come back to it Friday night, we'll see. And thank you for joining me. If this is your first time on my channel, I am attempting to stream the process, and from these streams chop up interesting segments into long form videos that I'll post on the channel. I'm doing this stuff, my channel, the projects that I did originally, all those things have moved forward. I've finished some of those, some of them have gone already, and I just continued to, I haven't been uploading anything, but I've been doing a lot of stuff. So I figured the easiest way is if the camera is rolling, and then there's no excuse. You guys are getting to see what I'm doing, and if it's interesting to you, go ahead and subscribe. And at some point I will chop up all these streams, like I said, make more detailed videos, do a script and some voiceover stuff, and we'll just have fun with it. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you, Josh, for hopping into the comments. I have always had the intention of coming to see you and camping out some of those mountainous areas. So have a good night. We'll talk to you probably tomorrow.